My name is Derek. I'm 24, a BYU student majoring in international relations, and I'm gay. I first noticed that I was different when I was in 5th grade, when all the other guys would obsess about girls and I just did not care, basically. I did not know how to relate. And it just got even more and more distinct as time went on, especially when I was 12 and I realized I had a sexual attraction to guys. The struggle became very hard because you're sitting there and you're Mormon as well, and you know that it's difficult growing up and hearing things in church and what your friends say about gays, about homosexuals, that their lifestyle is a sin, that you shouldn't be this way, and whatnot. I guess some things have changed, but when I grew up, I definitely grew up with people telling me that homosexuals are the reason there's sadness and sickness in the world, and that hurts. I already had problems with self-esteem growing up, but to hear stuff like that, it really hurt. Nonetheless, I still did everything that the church taught me because I figured that if I would stay righteous and follow everything the church did, that I would change, because as people said, God didn't make me this way. Well, on my mission, when I hit my lowest point, I had a very difficult time and hit a very great depression, and that's when I had to confront these basic issues, that I'm gay, that I'm attracted to men, and the feelings are not going away no matter what I do. And it just made me very depressed because especially completely immersed in the mission, I realized that if I am gay, then I can never get married, I could never go to the celestial kingdom, that I could never attain all these blessings that the church had. If I was to be gay, let me clarify. The feelings didn't change it, but I just was not happy alone the way I was. But I was able to attain my ultimate peace. It was actually on Valentine's Day of this year, so of 2011. Ironically enough, it was Valentine's Day. But I broke down for over 4 hours and cried. And for the first time in my life, I actually cursed God in a prayer. I had been fasting ever since I was 12 years old, every single month, to get God to make me straight or to give me a girlfriend at least, and it never ever happened. So if that wasn't God's will, then what was it? And amidst all this pain and struggle, I finally got to a point where I realized that none of this questioning God was going to change anything. And I realized at that moment that there must be others just like me that are struggling as well, just like you, that feel that they're attracted to the same gender and they don't know what to do. And right at that moment when I thought that, I prayed to God asking for Him to give peace to those just like me that are struggling and don't have the answers. And right when I asked that, that's when I got my answer. The first answer I ever got to a prayer in my life, that I need to meet other gay Mormons. And so when I came to BYU again this year, in my final year, I actually found this club, Understanding Same-Gender Attraction, USGA, and it has been the best thing I could have ever had, because it is the moment I realized that I'm not alone. I think that's what hurt me the most through all these years, that there are other gay Mormons, and they're my best friends. We all relate to each other because we have a common history, and we strengthen each other for the future. So when I got to the point where I finally accepted my sexuality, I knew that it was something that could not change. It was amazing how empowering it actually was. I never thought that I could actually feel such peace by accepting myself as the way I am. Trying to change myself actually caused myself more pain. And there was one day I was actually reading the scriptures, and I read where Jesus Christ said that, "Behold, I am the Son of God." And I realized He said something really radical. And if He could say something so radical, but something so true about His core identity, why can't I? And I instantly gained so much more confidence in my life. I began opening up to other people, and it was amazing how much other people actually supported me. Throughout high school and whatnot, I always grew up with this fear that people would hate me because I'm gay. But it was not true like that at all. One friend I came out to, she actually screeched and then ran up to me and gave me a big hug. And I was like, "Why are you so happy? You just lost another candidate for marriage." And then she said, "I'm happy because you're honest, and this must have been really hard for you to say. I know how difficult it is for you to admit this to yourself, but be honest. take a good look at yourself, and it's amazing the confidence and power you gain from it. I'm so much more secure in my personality, and the goals that I've made for my life, career-wise and just for my life, have been so much more meaningful now, and I actually have more ambition and more strength to move on. I'm not focusing so much on all those nights where I cried myself to sleep and tried to find answers. Instead, I have found friends that support me, and I have found out that it really does get better. You can live a very, very happy life as a gay man or gay woman, and you can find your own peace doing it.